Let's go to work, 'cause I'm tripping. Gotta work on myself, 'cause I'm falling apart. Please wake me up, 'cause I'm slipping. Can't fight this feeling off no more. But I'm not going to give up and fall. Rise above the door. Need all my challenges and search for my strength. I defeat them all. I'm never ever gonna hide no more. I come to love myself again. Yeah. For all the things I didn't know, the pain, the hurt, I let it go.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Graham and this is the Need Feed. Here, we like to focus on recipes and techniques that I've picked up over the past 18 years of being a professional chef. All the recipes are unique and one of a kind. Every week, I'll show you a new recipe that I've developed, and along the way, some interesting techniques that'll help you in your own personal kitchen. Today, I'm gonna show you how to make a LEEK fondue with pan-seared scallops, a crispy prosciutto chip with paprika oil. And if you're confused by anything I just said, that's okay. Stick around and I'll walk you through all the steps. First, I want to show you how to prepare the leeks for the LEEK fondue. Leeks are one of my favorite vegetables to use, but a lot of people don't know how to clean leeks properly. First, I'm cutting off the root part of the leek. I have a container full of cold water that I can put the cut leeks into. The center of the leek is the part that you want to use. So I'm cutting off the green leaves at an angle to get the most out of the leek. You can save the green tops and use them for a vegetable or chicken stock. Next, I'm cutting it down the center and slicing it very thinly. After all the leek is cut, I'm putting it in the water. I've put enough water in the container so the leeks float to the top and all the dirt sinks to the bottom of the container. I'm going to let them sit in the water for about 20 minutes and then stir them again every 5 minutes or so. Next, strain them really well to remove as much water as possible. I like to lay them out onto a sheet tray with a paper towel underneath. In a pan over medium heat, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil and 1 tablespoon of butter. Now I'm adding 2 cloves of garlic and a sprig of rosemary. The garlic and rosemary are going to infuse into the oil and butter mixture. Let them cook down until they're really fragrant. Should be a couple minutes. Pull out the rosemary sprigs and discard it. Looks like someone needs to read their tweezer manual. Ugh, the struggle's real. Now, add all the leeks to the pan and season them with salt. Make sure to stir them around to completely coat them in the oil and butter mixture. Once all the leeks are coated, I'm covering the pan and cooking them down for about 2 to 3 minutes. Remove the lid and cook down the excess liquid until there's nothing left in the pan. Then add 3 ounces of white wine and reduce it down again until there's no more wine in the pan. Season the leeks with salt throughout the cooking process. Then add 2 ounces of heavy cream and cook it down again until it's thick. And finally, to make the fondue, I'm pulling out all the leeks and the liquid from the pan, putting it into a food processor and blending it. And because cheese makes everything better, I'm adding a generous cup to a cup and a half of Parmesan. Blend for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's smooth. Now, I'm just gonna set the fondue aside. I'll heat it up later when I'm ready to serve it. The crispy prosciutto chips are really easy to make. I'm simply laying out pre-sliced prosciutto on a sheet tray that's lined with parchment paper. Place another tray over the top of it and bake it in a 350-degree oven for 10 to 15 minutes until it's crispy. Here, I'll quickly show you how to clean the scallops. There's two pieces to the scallop here. One is the main meat and the other is the foot, which I'm going to remove from all the scallops. You can eat the feet, but they tend to be a little bit chewy. So what I typically do is save them and add them to a fish stock when I'm making a batch. Place all the scallops on a paper towel and pat them dry with another paper towel to remove all the moisture. I love using my cast iron pan to sear scallops because they heat so evenly and it gives it a nice seasoning. And here I'm putting a tablespoon of vegetable oil over medium-high heat. Season the scallops with salt and pepper before placing them in the pan. Once the oil shimmers and gives off a little bit of smoke, it's ready for the scallops. Place the scallops in the pan with the seasoning side down. I'm only putting in 3 scallops at a time so I don't overcrowd the pan. This not only follows the CDC social distancing guidelines, but gives them enough space in the pan to sear correctly. Sear them until the edges turn golden brown and they lift off the pan easily. Should be about 2 minutes. Next, move the scallops to the front of the pan. Add a bundle of thyme and a tablespoon of butter. Once the butter is mostly melted, you want to flip the scallops over and begin to work pretty quickly so they don't overcook. Now I'm tilting the pan back towards me so I can scoop up the butter and spoon it over the top of the scallops continuously. Baste the scallops for about 30 seconds. Then pull them off and put them onto a clean paper towel to soak up the excess butter. Now to show you the final plate. I've reheated the LEEK fondue and I'm putting that down first in the center of the plate. Then I'm putting the seared scallops around the plate. And I've broken up the crispy prosciutto chips and I'm placing them in the LEEK fondue. I've picked a little bit of tarragon from my garden and I'm adding it to the plate for a little bit of color. And finally, I'm drizzling around the plate with the paprika oil. There's a link down below for the recipe to the paprika oil. And there you have it, LEEK fondue with pan-seared scallops, crispy prosciutto, and paprika oil. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll be back next week with a brand new recipe.